All praises be to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Yahweh Kakodash, Yahweh being who people call God, Yahweh Shah being who people call Jesus. Double honors to the apostles over the Great Millstone Church. Salutations as well to the elder bishops on down to the rest of the elders and Akim, also the branches hold forth this true word for true life. So getting into this, I just want to pretty much deal with Ephesians 2 and 8 in regards of the message being of this lesson, this video being pretty much all we got to do is believe, or why it all comes down to your salvation. That is, you being pulled out of the places of your captivity. So you Israelites out there, it comes down to you truly believe in this, and within you truly believe in is gonna be seen, works that you believe, but it's not the other way around. It's not your works is what it comes down to, but you truly believing and works that will show that, you know, being exactly what it is. Um, the scriptures talk about that in what's that, second Ezra? I want to say the 8th chapter. All right. I found me just grab it. Actually, in the 9th chapter, second Ezra 9 and 7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Right. And the Lord said, pretty much you're going to believe because you have been with me from the beginning. So in other words, it comes down to those that believe, because he said, for I have sanctified them for me, right, from the beginning, which is why they're going to be saved. So he gave these particular individuals, the power of belief, the true core, or power of believing. Faith is what powered a lot of the miracles that were taking place. Yahushua asks individuals that ask to be healed of whatever sort, and from whatever issue, or, in whatever way, do you believe I can do this? See that? And then he goes on to say, well, your faith, is what has granted it to you. So that's why I say it's a power. He has put this power, this I don't know how you want to call it, but it's like I want to say like some substance, because it's something unseen, but it's something actually there moving. It's an actual thing, for lack of words. But nonetheless, these people that's going to be saved and preserved from these perils, is the Lord said it's going to be because He has sanctified them. He has set them apart, right, which made them different, in a way of making them different. By what? Them being actual believers. Not believing for a moment, not saying they believe in word but not in deed, but truly believing from others that may not believe at all, or only believe for those moments, and etc. That's what has caused them to be different, to where they're separate from everybody, you know, and that pretty much that's it. And he said he did that, and again that comes down to them just getting belief and the other people not. And he said that was done from the beginning. Now to prove this, so it says right here, this is John 15 and 27 in the KJV. But I just want to see something real quick before I read this. Let me see. Okay. So yeah, in the KJV it says, "And ye shall also bear witness, right, because ye have been with me from the beginning. And ye shall also bear witness because ye have been with me from the beginning." Let me read it again. "And ye also shall bear witness because ye have been with me from the beginning." So these people that's said to be from the beginning are those that bear witness. So those that sanctified from the beginning are those that was made to bear witness to this truth, to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, to the word, you know, hence from the beginning. So that's how those individuals have been sanctified, made separate from everybody else. Now, let's get that word bear witness, because what does it mean?
Strong's G 3140, martureo, martureo.
It says to bear witness, to affirm that one has seen or heard or experienced something, or that he knows it because taught by divine revelation or inspiration. See that? So they're going to co-sign, they're going to witness, they're going to show these things in their words and deeds. Simply, they're going to believe. All right? You're going to believe because that's been given to you. That was put within you from the beginning, which has made you separate from everybody else, different from everybody else. You know, in a way to show you are those that are separated. All right? So, believe he's the Son of God, man. So what I want to do now is come to the G&T, John 15 and 27, and you too will speak about me. See, will speak about me because you have been with me from the beginning. Now, what does that remind you of? He said, "I have believed, therefore have I spoken." See that? So let me read it again. "And you too will speak about me because you have been with me from the beginning." Let's get it. So this is Psalms 116 and 10. "I believe, therefore have I spoken." See that? "I was greatly afflicted. Now we come to 2 Corinthians 4 and 13. Look how this is brought back up. "We having the same spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believed, and therefore have I spoken." We also, right? So that's quoting that Psalms 116 and 10. See that? So this is about to break down what was meant by that. "I believe, and therefore as I have spoken." My bad. "As it is written, I believed, and therefore have I spoken. We also believed, and therefore speak." See that? So there it is. So, in other words, we also bear witness to this, which is why we're attesting to it. All right? Let's get that word spoken.
Strong's G 2980, laleo, laleo.
It says to use words in order to declare as one's mind. See? Shows so it shows you where you at, man. You know? Who's really upstairs. The Heavenly Father's in all your thoughts. It says it declares one's thoughts, what you really think. In the Strong's definition, it says to talk, i.e., other words, preach. See that? So us brothers that simply preach are doing things, and those that co-sign what we preach and also attest to, as we do, are showing that we believe. You see that? And that belief is done by those that are sanctified from the beginning, who have been what? Who are those that were made when Yahushua will come and reveal everything in these last days to bear witness, to what's going to happen, that to this is true with the Israelites and all of that. Because they're the same ones that have been sanctified from the beginning, as he said. So I'm going to get one more word. That pretty much be that. Let's get this word believe.
Strong's G 4100. Pistuo. Pistuo.
All right, pistuo. So it says, i.e., in the Strong's definition, credit. See that? To credit. All right. And it says, it's pretty much the same thing as bear witness. I don't know why it's just not saying that, but for, those that have ears to hear and eyes to see, you can clearly hear and see this is saying that. This is the same thing. All right. So make sure I ain't overlooking anything. Yeah. Yeah. And that truly means you're committed. It's a sign you committed, because that's what it also says. Believe. This word believe, pistuo, means. Oh, yeah. It says in the Strong's definition, commit. Now, a key thing we want to come back to on is this word where it says to entrust. In Roman numeral number 2, it says, that's heavy. Let's read 3 first. It says, mere acknowledgement of some fact or event, intellectual faith. You see that? So the we believe these things that are said to happen, that go on and declared to be like the case, like I said, from us being Israelites, so-called white man being Edomites, and the gospel is, these nations gonna be, put at the bottom. We're gonna be put on top. America is the daughter of Babylon. The Lord is gonna destroy this place. We believe these things that the Bible is pointing to, alluding to be fact. We believe the outright facts, the things that are at face value, to be exactly what the Lord is saying. And that's all a part of what? Believing. See that? We believe these are facts. Now, the next thing I want to get to, it says intellectual faith. To entrust a thing to one, i.e., his fidelity. So that means what? This, to believe in these facts, say these are facts, it basically means that you have faith. You see that? You have the faith. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that, man. As it says, 2 Corinthians 4:13, we have in the same spirit of faith. According as it is written, I believed and therefore have I spoken. We also believed and therefore speak. Now, why is this relevant? All right. Because coming back here, let me make sure I'm where I want to be. It says 2 Ezra 9:7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. It means you of those that are the only ones that are able to be such a way, be in the explained way of those that were said to be saved. And that's what I want to exhort on and give message on. This is what the core of everything, believing, faith. You see that is, and you're, because you have that faith, you're gonna have works that prove you have that true faith. You truly do have the faith. You truly do believe. And that's despite anything, because you're gonna do this continuously. Whether it be no matter when it start. Salakia. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Um, you're only gonna do this because, okay, like I said, no, regardless of when you may have started, the belief that faith got activated, you're gonna do this continuously, and that's the nucleus to everything. Everything is upon that, the salvation and the works as well. So some of the works will be what you speaking. But guess what? You're going to continuously speak, which is a sign you just believe you truly believe this, regardless of failures or anything like that. Regardless of how long you may be gone against, you know, believe in this. Regardless of how long you believe this before certain, you know, events that you believe are factually going to be things that take place, you know, take place. And that's going to show you truly are the believer. And that's what everything comes down to. So that's something to exhort you. It is not our works. All right. So, and it's a difference. Then shall they be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away, despitefully shall dwell in torments. We ain't did that. We make mistakes. We have our ups and downs. We got things we, do and hobbies and things we responsibilities, as far as a carnal life is concerned. But despite all of that, man, hiccups and people in and out of your life, whatever the hell, man. Despite all of that, you're gonna be saved. Is all you gotta do is just believe, man, and you will keep doing that. That's the only reason you keep speaking. You keep attesting to it. You don't, you know, go on, and even if you got a day where you speak less, that's just how it is sometimes. And then, but you're supposed to be hot. Don't mistake that. What I mean by less, that don't mean like that could just be meaning them out. And if, like, for example, videos. We could do 2 3 hour videos or whatever, hour video, 30-minute video, 20-minute video, whatever it is, lesson. And today you might do a dang 4-minute video. You know what I'm saying? Examples like that. You might have a lot to say on highways. You don't, say as much on the next. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just those are just examples. Obviously, that ain't all the times where you're speaking. But it's just like that. Nonetheless, you keep doing this, and it just proves this. But to say the least, that's pretty much the point, man. So now what I want to do is I'm gonna read that one more time. Second Ezra 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. See, that shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. And in what way specifically because people may argue, that way they've been sanctified is from the womb by giving them faith. I want to say that Sirach in the 11th chapter. I'm going to jump to the point. Fact. Exactly what I want. Sirach 1 and 14. I'm going to start at 13. It says, whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last. This was going to make it out of here, those that truly fear the Lord. And it says, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. And again, it's true. It's truly fearing the Lord. You can't expect yourself to be the same exact person. You're going to go into the kingdom main. Some individuals going to go into the kingdom main, but they still going to make it. Because you don't know why they stayed on their way regardless. Hence, they believe. Despite how life go. It says to the fear. It says to fear the Lord. Now let's break that down. Because it says whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last. Meaning this is going to be the one that get on the ships. Whether they come out the grave because they will sleep to get beamed up and changed into the new body to where they live forever, or they don't go to sleep and they see the literal fall of America, the entire process, if you will. Because those that go to sleep gonna see it too. They're gonna watch America be destroyed. They're gonna see all these heathens come out of power once they beamed up first, and on those ships where we gonna look down from that sea of glass with those that didn't go to sleep. You see that? So it says that's only going to be played out by those that fear the Lord, because say it shall go well with him at the last, and we believe these are facts. And he shall find favor in the day of his death. Right? To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. See that? And that's heavy because he's gonna find favor in the day of his death. You know? So even if you go to sleep in the Lord, because it's speaking on a manifold level, you know, or you trying to avoid the said perils because you living through them, you're gonna find that favor because you truly believe. That's all it comes down to. You continuously keeping the nucleus of your salvation, which is the faith, the belief. It says to, so let's break it down because it says that right here is called the fear of the Lord, right? So it says to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. See that? That's it. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. So those that were made from the beginning, before they even came forth and did any works, before I formed thee in the belly, hence the womb, I knew thee and sanctified thee a prophet. These individuals, just like Jeremiah in that case, was sanctified to believe. Just truly believe in these things to be facts. So everybody don't hear the scriptures as facts. Everybody don't believe us being the Israelites is facts, and everybody don't hold to that. Some believe it for a moment, then don't believe it no more. Some people don't believe, there's no equality on the earth because the Israelites above all people. Some people don't believe that. Some people don't hold on to the fact that the Lord, when He manifests Himself, the Heavenly Father that is a so-called black man. Some people don't believe His Son is a so-called black man. If they do, it's for a period of time. So again, truly believe. Some don't truly believe, but you got those that truly do believe. That's what makes them different from the others. You got some people that truly believe it and some that don't. And some that just don't at all. Don't believe at all. See that? Well, that ability was given to the individuals that going to go on to be saved. That's it. That's going to be the nucleus to everything they need to go on and manifest this to get saved. That's it. That was created before they came forth, man. You know? Hence the fear of the Lord. That show they truly fear the Lord. Because they truly believe, and they show it. Now, if you truly believe you're going to fear the Lord, you're going to have a true fear for the Lord, man. A healthy fear. You know the Lord is not none to play with despite your mishaps. You know what I'm saying? Because to say he chastises us, you know, to where we don't fall into a deep forgetfulness. So we made to goddamn forget. We gonna forget. You gonna slip. You gonna have slow days. You gonna have other stuff tended to. It's gonna be like that. But the only faces that's gonna keep coming back is those that truly believe. Those that's gonna only ones that's gonna, you know, continuously stay with this. You know, somehow they always find their way here. It's, no matter in what condition, and they ain't leaving. It's those that truly believe, and these are individuals that the scriptures talking about that's gonna make it. All right. So you just gotta know that, man. So, and you can see this, like you see this with men, because this what triggered this. I was watching brothers on the highways, man. The brothers, the Dallas branch. You know what I'm saying? And despite men living lives and things like that, could have, Lord knows what's going on. Not saying no wickedness, but just things that's common to men, like just things we deal with, responsibilities brothers may be holding, so forth and so on. This is just still a case. It's a clear example that they truly believe because they regardless of that find you find they find you. they find themselves back in the sight of the people. You know, back doing this. You know, is everybody making mistakes? Brothers is sick and hurt and suffering and catching hell and all that, man. You know, but it don't come down. Us making it don't come down to none of that. It come everything's dictated. It's not dictated by that. It's dictated upon you truly believing. That's what's gonna bring forth and prevent, you know, you from not going on to make it or not coming back from sleep if you had to go to sleep to and not getting on the ship. It's gonna prevent that because you truly believe. It's gonna have you endure regardless if things get hard, regardless if you barely making it or barely make it. It's gonna be enough. That's the nucleus. And that's pretty much all I want to bring out, man. So, I'm gonna go ahead and go here. This is Ephesians 2 and 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith. See, everything is through faith, aka what? Believing, his bearing witness. You know? You gotta think Peter denied the Lord. That was just, a moment. But truly, he never he never did. Because if he did, how the hell would he go on to do all this? If he truly did not bear witness with him or truly deny him, if you will, how would he go on and do everything else? And it said he would be the rock of the church. So that shows you like that he's an example of how everybody else would damn be. Everything will be founded upon a person like that. That's the entire kingdom. He got weak, self-happy, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, and this ain't giving no man license to damn sin. Go sin willfully. Like, man, nah, man. We ain't damn Jake at church. Niggas go sin intentionally on Saturday and go to so-called church buildings on Sunday, and go jump up and down talking about they catching the Holy Ghost. That's some folly. Nah, it ain't that, So it says, for by grace are ye saved. Let me read this in NLT. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua saved you by his grace when you believed. And you can't take credit for this. This is a gift from God. See, salvation is not a reward for the good things we have done. So none of us can boast about it. See that? That's it. For we are God's, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's masterpiece. He has created us anew in Mashiach Yahushua so we can do the good things he planned for us long ago. So that's it. So it ain't our works. Your works ain't what get you saved. You only bringing forth the works that's going to get you saved upon having the belief. You believe a nuclear missiles gonna hit America. There's certain things you're not gonna find yourself doing. You're not gonna go damn, I don't know, go become a scientist and build nuclear missiles. You know what I'm saying? Or it don't make sense. It's gonna your belief is gonna bring forth certain works, and you truly believing in this is what's gonna bring forth the works that you would need to be saved. So that's what it comes down to. So again. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. You not of works, lest any man should boast. All right? I'm going to end this here. This is in the GNT, verse 8. For it is God by God's grace that you have been saved through faith. It is not the result of your own efforts, but God's gift, right? So that no one can boast about it. God, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, has made us what we are, and in our union with Hamashiach, he has created us for a life of good deeds. See? Which he already prepared for us to do. See? From the beginning, when he gave you belief. So that's what it's going to come down to. No matter your mishaps, slip-ups, you constantly believe and hold on to this belief nonetheless and regardless. That's going to get you up out of here. You looking at the elect, Lord will. Call Halam La Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Till next time, Shalom.